Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Lsat prep test from June 2007. We're looking in section 1 at the logic games, and today we're going to be looking at game number 2. Game number 2 says, exactly 3 films, Greed, Harvest, and Limelight, are shown during a Films Club festival held on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Each film is shown at least once during the festival, but never more than once on a given day. On each day, at least one of the films is shown. Films are shown one at a time. The following conditions apply. Okay, so let's start there. We know that we have 3 films. So we'll represent that with letters. Greed will be G. Harvest will be H. And Limelight will be L. Okay, and then we have 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now we're going to be placing these films into those days. However, we're not sequencing them. So we'll make a little chart that looks like this. This is going to represent Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So now we can take a look at our rules. On Thursday, Harvest is shown and no film is shown after it on that day. So we'll make H here. And we'll draw another line here to represent that these are the last films. On Friday, either Greed or Limelight, but not both, is shown, and no film is shown after it on that day. So, what we can do here in our master sketch is we can write G or L, but not both. And we'll just put that underneath to remind ourselves. And then we see on Saturday, either Greed or Harvest, but not both, is shown, and no film is shown after it on that day. So we'll put G or H, same thing here, not both. Now, we have this master sketch. We're probably going to be drawing a lot of them, so we'll dive into the questions now. Number 6 is going to be an acceptability question, and it states, which of the following could be a complete and accurate description of the order in which the films are shown at the festival? So, basically what we can do is we can use our rules to eliminate answer choices. So, we know on Thursday, Harvest has to be last, and then we can see if any of our answers has any movie on Thursday after Harvest. A looks okay, B looks okay, C looks okay, D does not because it has Greed, Harvest, and Limelight in that order. So we can go ahead and eliminate D. And E checks out as well. So moving on to our next rule, we know that on Friday either Greed or Limelight, but not both, is shown, and no film is shown after it on that day. So taking a look at answer A, we see that we have L and not G, which is fine. B, we see Greed and Limelight, so we know that is not going to work. So we can eliminate answer choice B. C checks out because it just has Limelight, and E will not check out because we only have L out of L and G, but the problem is we have Harvest last, so we can get rid of E as well. And looking at our next roll, we see that on Saturday we need to have either G or H, but not both, and it has to be the last film. So looking at answer A, we see that we only have Harvest, which is fine, and on Saturday we see Lime, then Greed, which is fine. Now, looking at these 2 answer choices, we can go back into our stimulus and know that each film needs to be shown at least once. Now, the problem with A is we don't have Greed anywhere. So that eliminates A and leaves us with answer choice C. Now, a good thing to do with acceptability questions is once you solve them, make that sketch on your scratch paper so you can use that with later questions. So moving on, we see that number 7 is a cannot be true question, which will probably be beneficial for us to come and take a look at later. And number 8 is an if question. So we want to answer that one next. Number 8 says, if Limelight is never shown again during the festival once Greed is shown, then which of the following is the maximum number of films shown that could occur during the festival? Alright, so we're going to draw a new sketch here. And now that we have our sketch, we know that we want to use the maximum. So our goal is to get the most numbers possible. So let's start with Thursday. We know that we have to have H. Now, there's no rule against having L or G that day, but remember, once we show greed, we can't show limelight. So we can put limelight here. So that maxes out our films for Thursday. Now looking at Friday, we need to have G or L, but not both. So it would be beneficial for us to put L into our sketch, that way we can still get more films out of the whole festival. So we'll put L here, which has to be last. We're looking for the maximum number of films shown, and there's no restrictions about Harvest being shown on Friday, so we'll put that before the L. And then as for Saturday, we need to have G or H. The problem here is we need to make sure that we use every film. So we're going to have to place G on Saturday. But there's no restrictions to show L on Saturday, so we can put that before the G. This shows us that the maximum films that we can have is 6. So answer choice D is correct for number 8. Moving on to question number 9, we see that if greed is shown exactly 3 times, harvest is shown exactly twice, and limelight is shown exactly once, then which of the following must be true? So let's make another sketch. So we know that we need to use G 3 times. We know that we need to use harvest twice. And limelight is going to be shown once. So remember, we can't have repeat films on any day. So that means that G is going to have to be placed in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. As for our H's, we know that one of them has to be placed on Thursday, and that needs to be the last film. Also, we know that G cannot be with H on Saturday, so that leaves H being placed on Friday. And with L, this is where there's some flexibility. We know that L cannot be placed on Friday because we already have G there. So that means that L will either have to go before G on Thursday or before G on Saturday. But remember, we're looking for what must be true. So we need to focus on the other factors that we have here. A says that all 3 films are shown on Thursday. Well, this could be true, but that doesn't have to be true because we can always put our L on Saturday, so we can eliminate choice A. B says exactly 2 films are shown on Saturday. Again, that could be true, but it doesn't have to be true because we can place our L on Thursday. Choice C says limelight and harvest are both shown on Thursday. Again, this could be true, but it doesn't have to be true. And D says greed is the only film shown on Saturday. Again, that could be true, but it also doesn't have to be true because we can place limelight on that day as well. So that leaves us with answer choice E. Harvest and greed are both shown on Friday, which we know has to be true. Alright, so next we're looking at our last if question. And number 10 states, if limelight is shown exactly 3 times, harvest is shown exactly twice, and greed is shown exactly once, then which of the following is a complete and accurate list of the films that could be the first film shown on Thursday? So we're going to want to draw another sketch here. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And again, we know that we need limelight 3 times. We need harvest twice, and greed once. So, just kind of like our last problem, we know that L cannot be repeated on any day. So that shows us that L will be shown each day. Next, we have our H's. We know that we need H placed on Thursday, so we'll put one of them there. and it has to be the last film. And as for our other H, that can either be placed on Friday or Saturday. So for now, we'll draw our line. We'll put an H here and draw our arrows. As for G, we know that it can't go on Friday, but we can place it on Saturday, and that would mean that our H would have to go on Friday, or we can place it on Thursday. So let's go ahead, draw a G here, and show that it can go here or here. Now, to answer the question, we're looking for the films that could be the first film shown on Thursday. So we know that we have to have at least L in one of our answers. So we can go ahead and eliminate A because it only has Harvest. B we can keep because it has Limelight. C we can eliminate because we know that we can't have Harvest as the first film because we have Limelight there. And E says Green, Harvest, or Limelight. And again, we know that we can't have Harvest first, so we can eliminate E. So now we're down to B and D. So we're not asking what must be true. They're asking what could be the first. So we could have L by itself, or like we said with moving our G, what we could do is we could place G here, but these two are interchangeable. So that means that answer choice D is correct. Greed and Limelight. Now that we've answered all of our if questions, we can jump back to question number 7 that says, which of the following cannot be true? So we're looking for something here that doesn't work. So choice A says that Harvest is the last film shown on each day of the festival. Well, we don't see that in any of our sketches, so we'll just have to draw another one. So let's say that we have Harvest last each day. Well, we already know we have to have that on Thursday, but we run into problems with that on Friday because we can't have H last. Looking back to our rules, we know that we need to have either G or L, but not both in our last spot. So therefore, we know right off the bat that choice A can't be true. There you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that these explanations helped you out, and good luck with your studies.